FA Cup continues. Of course, today Arsenal will be taking on Wigan, but of course, yesterday Manchester City bet Salford 2-0, and of course, remember we talked about over 2.5, which did not happen, and of course, we know that the odd of Manchester City to win wasn't there completely. It was lock, and of course, even if you're to give a straight one, obviously the hold was less, so it was blocked, and of course that is how these people do it, and we need to be very careful even when it comes to also this Arsenal, because Arsenal as well has played with Wigan, that is last season, of course, whereby the game ended 1-1 and they went on penalty, and Arsenal had to, of course, beat them 4-1 there in penalty shootout. And today, Arsenal also take on Wigan, and of course, you see that Arsenal at the moment is doing currently very well with 4 wins in the last 5 games and a single draw, and Wigan doing quite badly with the 4 loss and of course a 1 draw in the last 5 games, and they're doing not very well. But in Arsenal, we trust them in goal scoring, whether they are second, of course, 11. They are doing pretty very well. And I know that they're also piled with injuries. That is quite alarming. But all in all, I'll go with Arsenal to win straight. But of course, if this one is locked already, you can go with also over 2.5. Yes, in case it is locked, because they have that mentality of locking it and you don't have a chance. But our first option is Arsenal straight win for them. Then, of course, the second game of the day is Sporting Lisbon versus Famalicão. This is, of course, in Primeira in Portugal. And, of course, right now, Sporting Lisbon is doing quite well. I can say that because they are now sitting on the second position, and of course in their last 5 games they won 4, they draw 1, and Falcao of course managed also to pick 3 wins and 2 losses in the last 5 games, and they sit on the 6th position. Now, if you to look at these two teams, they have ever met, of course, head-to-head play, but whereby Sporting happen to win all these matches. Sometimes the match end like 2 times that the match ended a 1-0, 1-0, of course, in favor of Sporting. So currently how they're doing, I would not be surprised to see that Sporting win this game. So a straight win to Sporting Lisbon for me. Then the third one, of course, CD Niconol versus FC Porto, and this is already another game in Portugal, and of course Niconol won 2, drew 2, and lost 1 in the last 5 games, and FC Porto won 2, drew 2, and lost 1 also in the last 5 games. And these two teams, they've ever met, of course, head to head. Let's look at the 3 meetings. FC Porto won 2 and Nicola won 1. There's no draw in the last 3 head-to-head meeting. But if you're to look at how FC Porto is performing currently, though the top of that table, still goals would be here, would be scored. But also, all in all, you can still go with FC Porto to win this very game. So the first tickets, of course, have Arsenal to win, Sporting Lisbon to win, and FC Porto to win for this case. So this is my first, of course, predictions for this very game for today, 15th. Yes, and the second one is RB Leipzig versus Wolfsburg. We are back to, of course, Germany Bundesliga now. Bayern yesterday bet, of course, the opponent, the wider Berlin, and also we saw how the Bayern Leverkusen performed, and also among others, Eintracht Frankfurt also managed to pick a win there. And you'll see that the German team, sometimes other weekends, they like scoring goals and performing actually very well. So when it comes to Leipzig, lost, of course, last game against, of course, Bayern. And we can say that this very week, they may do quite very well. And if you're to look at them, the last 5 games, they won 2, draw 1, lost 2, and Wolfsburg, we register only a single win in the last 5 games with 1 draw and 3 losses. So, which is quite alarming for them. So, I believe today also I am going with RB Leipzig to take all the 3 points. I expect a win for RB Leipzig. Today we are full of straight win. Yeah, because when we expect them over, they don't make it. As remember, there are some teams that are preparing for the Champions League knockout stage. And remember, they're loading on Tuesday. You got Real Madrid, PSG, and among others, those who did not qualify automatically. So they're going to play. It is going to be a tough run. Yeah. And of course, that is loading, and you keep watching and following for more updates, of course, on Champion League. I'll manage to put them early on Monday. Yes, it's for the Tuesday game. So let's keep watching. So when it comes to Leipzig, of course, in the last 5 meeting with the Wolfsburg, they won 4, and Wolfsburg managed to register only a single win in the last 5 head-to-head meetings in Leipzig. So we said a straight win to RB Leipzig. Then we're going straight to Netherlands, where goals are always scored many. That is Feyenoord versus Go Ahead Eagle. Now, if we are to follow these 2 teams, they have met, like in the last 5 games, they won 4. And one, actually there's no draw, and then Go Eagle also managed to pick up a single win, of course, in the last 5 games. But look at their performance. Feyenoord right now sits actually in the 2nd position, and Go Ahead Eagle on the 15th position. Now, if you to see there's a gap between these 2 and the performance, Go Ahead Eagle, of course, did not win any game, of course, in the last 5 games and lost 2. There's draws, and Feyenoord won 3 and lost 2 in the last 5 games. But the games that are played, if you follow the records of Feyenoord and Go Ahead, you find there's a time that Feyenoord had to score 5 goals, 5-3, 1-2, and goals are always many. I think there was only one time that the goals were actually few. Yes, but even you see that both team always register in the score sheet. They always score. So for this performance, I would actually go with over 1.5. If it's available. If it's not available, we can all go with the home team. Yes, I told you only if it's not available over 1.5, because sometimes you find that we put over 1.5 and you find that mostly those who use some apps, you find that option is not there, and then they keep asking themselves in boxing, what option should they go with? So I'm giving you this option. If it's block, of course, you give Feyenoord to take over 3 points. That is after, if at all do not exist, but over 1.5 would be safe. I told you we need not to over rely on these teams. You see the odds like PSV the other day also. It was obvious they're topping the table, but Voldam had to hammer them 2-1. We didn't expect this. Yes. Look at yesterday also what happened. Again, is of course these other teams. Burnley knocked out by just a England Championship small team, Mansfield. You see? So English teams, sometimes they think they're performing, but these are already teams that are struggling, of course, are fighting for the relegation zone. And of course, we got many coming up today. Wolverhampton is also going to play today, and among others. Yes, there are many games actually this week. I'm liking it, I'm loving it, and of course, yeah, there are always some loops also, of course, that arise, like common. People were expecting common to score goals, which did not happen. So for this game, that is what I told you, over 1.5. If that option is not there, go with Feyenoord to win. And then, of course, the last in this very ticket also is Telstar versus FC Twente. Still, we are in Netherlands. Now, I told you there's a way that I love Netherlands games. Ever much I was disappointed with some of the teams. But these teams always don't much disappoint compared to the French league. If you're going to Syria and France, those ones, be very careful. There is a way they always play that you don't understand. That's why I got much love for the Belgium, Netherlands, and of course, if you're to see also, if you go to Saudi, also Pro League, he's good, and others in Kuwait, they're all Turkish league also. It's good of recent, not so much disappointing. We saw what Galatasaray did as well. So back to this is Telstar. They said in the last 5 games, they lost 2, draw 2, and won 1. And they sit on the 14th position. Whereas FC Twente, of course, also drew 2, lost 1, and won 2. And they sit on the second position. Now for these 2 games, these 2 teams that are playing. Telstar, it's not bad. And also, FC Twente is good at scoring. Now, for us to be safe in these 2 games, 2 teams, we shall go with over 1.5 as well, because FC Twente sometimes may overpower the other Telstar, because Telstar is struggling and FC Twente is fighting to come back to top 4. So which guarantee they like give them that chance, like opportunity that they have to fight so hard and they make it there on top of 4. I told you right now, most teams are fighting for top 4. There are others that have the other agenda for the next game. But all in all, I always advise that there are many games coming up. Sometimes this very thing don't come as expected. The results may be the other way around, but that one we should not be discouraged, because sometimes, yes, we take it, sometimes we don't. Yes, so the day we laugh, also, you also give some flour. Yes, like we got it. And I always like that. But of course, when days are tough, yes, it happens. And remember, I believe many people expected the other team to win than the other. But all in all, this is soccer. Anything can happen. Yes, that is why we say predict. We predict, but we don't play. And before we carry it here, we already trust that they can make it. But now we go with the results, that the outcome, because it is not us we're going really to play in that field. Now on TikTok, of course, I know that, yes, we say there, winners never quit. We got it. And I believe in the next, of course, posting, you keep adding on. And of course, for some people got it also yesterday. Mostly, of course, the VIP, those ones also got it. But of course, it wasn't good also for premium, because West Brom did not actually make it to that line. Yes, things do happen. And all in all, we said winners never quit. I just love this match. Just for today's match, it looks very beautiful, and I can't wait to see who is going home and who is going to remain in this very game, because they are available. And of course, we see like the game for the day. It's there. So for the tough one, we shall see it through. and you will wonder why other teams are not there. If you know yours is not playing, yes, another day. So all in all, this is okay. I wish you guys, I know yesterday some people celebrated Valentine. Happy, of course, happy late Valentine to those that I did not wish them. And some of my followers say, you didn't wish us happy Valentine. Yes, go and enjoy. All in all, it has already passed. We can wait for the next one next year. Loading up all the best. Winners never quit.